Who is ready to try to make some Bath milkshakes with me? This is a first attempt, but you know what? They weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. They were actually pretty easy. And the recipe I got for the frosting, it's uh, bubble bath, a solid bubble bath recipe. It's amazing. Now, I can't actually share the recipe with you because I bought it. It came from bathfizzandfoam.com, I think. I'll make sure and I'll link it in the description. I won't make any money off this. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. I just really, really like the recipe. But the first thing we're going to do is mix up the powder part that makes up the bulk of the milkshake. Uh, and depending on what kind of fragrance oil you use, like if it's going to color the powder, kind of discolor it, you're going to have to figure out a way around that. I wanted mine to be layered. So what I did, I made up two batches. One batch had the fragrance in it. One batch did not. And the batch that had the fragrance in it, I went ahead and put a little bit of mica in it to kind of really accelerate that. But it turned out really good. And when I layered it in the cup, I made sure that the fragranced part was what I ended up with on top so you could smell it. And I just mixed mine up there with the mixer, and it's really similar to a bath bomb recipe. It's just you want it to be dry. You want it to be able to dry out pretty easy in your cups. But you can still add some of your good ingredients. However you like to make your bath bombs. Now, one thing I did do was add some milk powder to mine, which I love it. I mean, it's really nice. And then I just added the mica there. And I just used my mixer to make sure it was really good and mixed up, both of them. And then I just kind of layered them into my cups. I had some bigger cups and then some smaller cups. The smaller cups are, I call them bath shots. But these cups here, they are 12 ounces. I got them on Amazon, and they do have the lids with them, and they're super cute. They were really affordable. I'll link those in the description too. And then these, I believe these are 3-ounce cups. I'll have to check and make sure, but they're the perfect size. And then the paper straws I got, there's 200 paper straws in that pack. And that's going to last me probably forever because I cut those straws into thirds, meaning I'll end up with like 600 that I can use. I'll never make that many. So I start off here on the shots. I want to do 2 layers here. The bottom layer is not scented, but it's still going to do the same thing to the bath that the fragranced will. It's just there's not any fragrance in it to keep it white. And then of course my top layer is going to have the fragrance in it. And this particular one is pumpkin souffle, and it's from Aztec. It's wonderful. It's really good and strong. And then for my cups, I wanted those to have a little bit more of a layered look, so I was shooting for 4 layers. I start off with the unfragranced, and then I wanted to end with the fragranced. And it's not that I'm trying to be cheap. I wanted the appearance of this to be just right. And these, depending on the size of your bathtub, you can get probably 2 or 3 uses out of this. So let's say you would use half of that cup there in your bath. You're going to get part of it with fragrance and part of it without, but you're still going to get a great experience in the tub, if that makes sense. And I didn't pack these. My very, very first attempt at this, I packed them down, and that was such a mistake. I couldn't get them out of the plastic cups. I had to, I had to break the plastic off of them, and they were like plastic cup shaped bath bombs is what I ended up with. So for these, I don't pack them at all. I kind of smooth the top down just a little bit, and that's just so that the bath frosting will sit on there nice and pretty. And then these little wooden skewers are wonderful. I've found so many uses for them, and my mom gets them for me. So thank you, Mom. And I just would take and poke 4 holes all the way down to the bottom of this Bath milkshake, and that is going to help it to dry out without cracking. And I did that to all 4 of the big ones. And then the little bath shots, I put 1 hole right down the middle of each of those. And I had to let these dry probably 3 or 4 days, but it is pretty humid here in southern West Virginia. So I don't know if it'll take that long for you wherever you are, but here it took a while. And then I could frost them. And then I had to wait another 3 or 4 days for that to solidify. Now, these I used Frosty from Aztec, but it does not discolor at all. So I was able to fragrance the blue and the white. And I use the same recipe that I'm using for the bath frosting. I use the same recipe and made these little bubble scoops, which are adorable. And oh my gosh, it smells so good. The Frosty scent is a like a spearmint and vanilla mixed together. It's super good. It's one of my most popular scents. And looky, is that adorable? I just love that. Now the bubble frosting, it's the Wonder Bar recipe from bathfizzandfoam.com. I highly recommend it, and they have the most wonderful group on Facebook. Everybody there is so nice and so supportive, and it's wonderful. It's geared more towards bath bombs, but wow, there's so many knowledgeable people there, and like I said, they're so nice and helpful. And this is going to be just like we did the powder for the bath milkshake. I use my blender here, my mixer, and you want to get it to the right consistency, and it's trial and error. And I forgot to put my mask on here, and I just about choked myself to death. It was awful. But this, once you get it mixed up to the right consistency, you can do so much with it. It's so versatile. You can you can make it into like the bubble bars. You know how you can mold the bubble bars and then slice them up. You can do that. You do the bubble scoops with the ice cream scoops. You can put them down in molds. Um, you can put it in a baker's frosting bag and pipe it, which is what I'm going to do here in just a minute. And it's amazing. It's called the Wonder Bar, and that is the perfect name for it because it is a true wonder what all you can do with it. And it works so well. You just put it down in, once it's dry, you put it down in like your little organza bag or a little mesh bag and hold it under the faucet of your bathtub under warm running water. And man, it produces so many great bubbles, and it's super nice. Super, super nice. And then when you pair that with the bottom part of the bath milkshake, the powder, oh my gosh, that is where you get your foaming and your fizzing, and you got your good skin loving ingredients in that. I mean, it's a really nice experience. And I ain't gonna lie, these things turned out. I mean, I think they're flipping adorable. I love them. I don't know. There's just something about it, and it made me think of something from like the 50s. So when I designed my label, I tried to design like a retro 1950s label. I think I got it pretty good, but I love these. I have not figured out a way to ship them yet. That's the only thing. See, look at that. I mean, it pipes so beautifully, and it's creamy and it's easy to work with. Now, this fragrance here was apple cinnamon icing from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Smells wonderful. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. But it will discolor too. So I did this the same way that I did the pumpkin souffle. Those are so cute. And something else, well, live and learn. The more you do, the more you learn. I I didn't really weigh these out, and I just kind of I was throwing icing on them like haphazardly, and I ran out. I didn't have enough to do all of what I needed to do. So it's okay. Next time I'll know to try to conserve a little bit. This is just a different angle. Look at that. I mean, it looks just like buttercream icing, only there's no calories in it. Now, I did not fragrance this either, um, just because I didn't want it to discolor. You can. You can fragrance it if you want to, especially if you're going to make the little bubble scoops. You can absolutely fragrance it and color it, whatever you want to do. I just didn't for these particular products here. And yeah, see, I was starting to run out and I was going a little too slow and it was starting to kind of stiffen up on me, but it's all right. What I ended up doing, oh, see, look, are those adorable? I mean, come on. And those straws are just barely poked down into the frosting part. Something I learned though, with the lids that come with these cups, you want to put those straws straight in the middle, straight up and down. The way I have them there, I had a really hard time getting those lids on the cups. I just didn't think about it. And this was after the frosting had hardened. See, my label I made there, I love that. I think that I don't know, it just has the right vibe to me. That retro older vibe. All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day.